What's up, guys? Mark back here with yet another video, and today I've got some pretty good news, I suppose. Sony yesterday released a update to their app that allows you to connect to the camera with the phone. It appears that it's not any easier to connect, but there are a few minor improvements that I think bring it more in line with the Panasonic system. So I wanted to take a look at it today, see how it kind of worked, and kind of test it out for you guys. Thus far, seems okay. I've got some mixed feelings on it. So if you guys want to check it out, let's hop on over here to the computer and get started. Okay, so just taking a look at the screen here. Right off the bat, we're greeted with a completely different interface. So I just want to show you guys that most of everything can in fact be altered. So you can hit the M and shoot between aperture, shutter priority mode, and manual mode. Okay, and then you can also, right now it's in video mode because I actually have the switch over there on the camera turned into video mode, which is a little unfortunate. I wish that there was some software way of being able to switch between stills mode and video mode, you know, here on the app. So that's a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's not horrible, but just having this kind of take control of the entire software side of the camera, regardless of what the buttons were on the camera, that would have been really nice. But unfortunately, we don't have that. You can swap your shutter speed. We were able to do that before, but it's much more intuitive now. So you can just sort of hit the left and right buttons and get the shutter speed that you want or whatever. Then you can also obviously change your iris. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it all the way on bright. And then, of course, you can change your ISO. So if you go to auto, then you have full control of your exposure compensation. So you could bring that down so that it's a little bit better on the exposure side. I don't generally like to use auto ISO when I'm doing videos because I don't like that constant changing of light. And honestly, for most cameras, it doesn't look that good when you actually play the video back. So I generally try to find a good ISO setting for the environment that I'm shooting in and stay somewhere in that range. So we'll just do like 100. And then when you do actually set an ISO value, obviously the camera turns off exposure value. So you are able to change your settings here as far as like white balance or whatever. So you could just do auto white balance, or you could do, you know, any of the white balance programs there. So this is much better in my opinion than the way it used to be. So setting it to say like Kelvin, and then we could always bump up to warm it up a little bit. That brings it more in line with the color temperature of the bulbs that are there right now. But, you know, you could do some creative shooting. Again, this is not necessarily a tutorial on how to use your camera or anything. But, yeah, so, I mean, you could set the exposure or the white balance to whatever you wanted and treat the picture or the video with a special treatment. And it seems to work out pretty good so far. I've not had any major problems with it thus far, so this is pretty good. You can also change your focus mode, whether you want to do autofocus continuous or manual focus. So pretty good there. And when you hit the play button, obviously there's no camera or card in the camera right now, so you can't play back your images. But you are able to change the display, so if you want to get rid of the display, you can bring that back. You can also hit the menu and see the in-camera images, change your white balance from here. You can also go to your focus mode from here, zoom setting, live view quality. You can set it on standard so that it's not eating up as much bandwidth. Of course, it can tell you what your camera you're using. If you don't know that, I don't know what to tell you. Gridline, you could turn your grid lines on. You could do rule of thirds grid and that whole thing. You could do mirror mode, so if you want to turn that on, the image would be flipped. And you can also turn the screen sideways like this, and then you can hit the display again, which takes up the entire screen. I really wish that they had not done this But I also can see why they did this. I wish there were 3 settings where, you had just the display and the record button, one with the display of what's on your screen, and then a smaller scaled down version of all your settings here, say like on the right, and then a full screen option screens, something like this. So that would have been really nice, but unfortunately they didn't do it that way. I'm a little bit disappointed, not horribly though. I kind of expected it to be a first revision on their part, so I'm not overly upset about it, but I would have liked to have seen them do a first release with a much more comprehensive version of this app. But I do think that it's being pulled quite a bit more in line with Panasonic's overall ability. It doesn't seem as clunky anymore. I'm actually very, very pleased with what they've done so far. It's just not any easier to connect the phone to your camera. You still have to go into settings and under Wi-Fi, select the camera after you've put it into the remote control mode. And then you have to select their Wi-Fi signal that the camera's putting out, and then load up the PlayMemories app, and then it should connect. So the overall process of connecting your phone to your camera is no better, but the interface, once you finally get in there, is much more intuitive and is very straightforward as far as I can tell. So thus far, I'm pretty cool with it. Like I said, I wish it had been a little bit better, but overall, I'm pretty stoked. So there you have it. There you go, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to thumbs up the video. That's the very least you could do. Appreciate that. And if you love the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Do the 1-2 combo. And anyway, guys, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Puckett, and I'll see you guys again in the next one. Peace out.